If you're looking for the best of both build quality and performance for a reasonable price like I was, it's between this and the Asus VivoBook with an i5-8250U. The main pro of getting this, however, is the added graphical performance of the Ryzen 5. I recommend getting the 12GB RAM variant. It's the only one that makes sense unless you're looking to put in a 16GB SSD. You won't be disappointed. Replaced an 8-year-old Lenovo IdeaPad. Time of ownership is only 2 days, so I can't speak to long-term reliability. Build quality appears to be good. Performance, no complaints. Handles light multitasking without stuttering. Haven't performed any heavy productivity tasks, but I expect it would do well. Specs are as advertised. SSD is a TLC Western Digital PCIe X4 NVMe M.2 drive with respectable performance. CPICs with 3GB, 16GB read/write speed. Everything appears to be new, as it had 0 on hours before I started using it. RAM is dual channel, even though it is a non-power of 2 configuration. This helps with GPU performance. I played a demo for Forza Horizon 4 at lowish settings and fairly smooth gunplay. 30 FPS screen. Touch screen works very well. I got a screen protector and applied it immediately, thinking that the screen would come dust-free from the factory. This was not the case. Make sure you wipe down the screen, even if it is brand new. My son enjoys using the pen to doodle, and I anticipate using it for annotating documents used for teaching. Screen is bright enough for me. Battery. I suspect that some of the complaints about the battery may have been from users getting the Windows estimate of battery length during periods of heavy processor usage in the first couple hours of Windows updates, etc. After all Windows updates and installations have completed, with normal web browsing and settings optimized for battery life, Windows is telling me I have roughly 14 hours. See attached pic. With battery settings at top performance and screen at full brightness, it is reduced drastically to 5 hours. As expected, sound quality is adequate. Not impressive, but it gets the job done. I noticed that my Wi-Fi speed was capped at around 10 Mbps, but only while I was on better power. I changed the setting on the Wi-Fi adapter power management. See attached pic, and the problem disappeared. I have had no problems with Wi-Fi disconnects. Lenovo Vantage has a setting to limit battery charge level to 60% in order to improve battery longevity. I like this. It is easy enough to disable if I am going on a road trip and need the full battery length. Keyboard is adequate. I enjoy the backlight and have no worries about it breaking, but it does feel a little cramped. Fingerprint reader works well. Camera image quality is sufficient for video chats. Make sure you have the latest drivers and BIOS updates.
I do not normally leave reviews, but I am in this case. The computer itself is nice, very responsive and fast, but the battery is horrible. It lasts just over 1 hour, and that is stopping everything in the background that I can and putting it in a save type mode while using. This is unacceptable for the price of the laptop, plus the fact that it is a laptop and wanting something that is mobile. Some say 5HRS. I took a pic from the time I used it till the time I received a warning to plug in. I was hoping this would be the one. You will not void your warranty if you upgrade the SSD or RAM. No matter what you have read, just Google laptop and tablet warranties, what they cover. Then go to the page from Laptop Mag. Look if you know what you are doing and don't damage anything. You shouldn't have any issues with the warranty. Plus you have to keep the original parts as well. It's also really easy to open with a T5 bit for the 10 screws on the bottom. Plus they aren't covered by any rubber feet for easy access. The RAM soldered to the motherboard and the stick that comes with it are 2666 MHz. The motherboard then clocks them down to 2400 MHz, but I would still get 2666 MHz RAM if you upgrade. The only problem is it will be hard to find CL16, 17, 2666 MHz SDIMMs, especially 16GB, maybe 8GB, but 16GB will be harder to find. Don't even think about using gaming RAM with XMP profiles, unless the base clock is 2666 MHz and not 2400 MHz. I would also suggest you upgrade to a 1 or 2 TB SSD, only because the 256GB one installed will run out of space if you work with large files, install a lot of applications, or download everything possible. The 1080p touchscreen is great. I'm pretty sure the pen that ships with it is Wacom based, only because the device and driver ids say Wacom device, which is kinda cool and means better Wacom pens should work. The USB holder for the pen sucks though. I think I'll look for elastic cloth one that can stick to the back of the screen under the Lenovo logo. The SD card reader should have been replaced with a micro SD card reader. This one is only about half depth for a full-size card. I just purchased a basic adapter for a micro SD card and thus that. It's the one for the Yoga 900 ampersand 710, almost perfect size for it as well. It sticks out about 1 millimeters, which is just enough to easily get a fingernail on the built-in edge and pull it out. The keyboard is nice. I like the backlight. I do wish that you didn't have to have it on or off and it would just come on automatically with a key press. I do really wish they would have used a better Wi-Fi/Bluetooth card than the cheap Realtek 8822B. There are plenty of documented problems with this card. The driver from Realtek's site is from 2017. I still have my Bluetooth mouse lose connection for no reason. Windows even shows it as still connected. Nothing works except restart. I'll probably just buy an Intel card and be done with it. All in all, this is a really good laptop. Besides its several quirks, update 4/20/20 installed an Intel wireless AC 9260 card purchased on Amazon for solve the mouse connection issue. No disconnection since installed a couple days ago. Bluetooth 5.1 is okay as well. Had some stuttering issues with first try. Since then no problems. Just goes to show the Realtek 8822B card shouldn't be used in anything, especially if they can't get the drivers to work with Windows correctly. I would recommend it if it was still available.
Bought this as my mobile workstation for Unity development and general web surfing. Feels nice and sturdy. The touchscreen gives me no problems, and I'm surprised by performance with light gaming. It's not a powerhouse by any means, but it's good as a tablet computer. It handles drawing programs well, and the GPU is just enough for some gaming on the go and even a little machine learning processing. However, the pen that came with the laptop one did not come with nibs. 2 was not a Lenovo pen. In my picture you can see the pen that came with it next to the Lenovo Active Pen 2 I just ordered. The original pen was neither the Active Pen 1 or 2 or in fact any pen I could identify from Lenovo products or manuals. It did not have useful hardware name on the computer, just Lenovo pen, so that kind of sucked. Hey Lenovo, can I get reimbursed for my Active Pen replacement?
Okay, I got this laptop 6 months ago. I use it every single day at work and at home. We'll start with the cons. 1. Battery life sucks. I'm an IT coordinator and I've used dozens of different laptops. Most of our laptops in our building are also Lenovo ThinkPad series, but I never experienced battery drainage this fast. Power mode set to second from the lowest consumption setting and I'm only getting 1.5 hours to 2.5 hours with just basic tasks like online browsing. Point 2. Screen not bright enough. This one depends on a user, but for me, 215 it's just not enough. Point 3. Super glossy screen can easily be solved with a matte screen protector, which I did now for pros. 1. Good specs for the price except for battery life. 2. Upgradable RAM. I upgraded to 20 GB, 16 additional plus 4 soldered. Point 3. Feels pretty solid. Good quality. 4. Good port selections. USB-C, HDMI, South Dakota card slot, and couple of USB A5. Touchscreen and included pen works great. 6. Backlit keyboard.
Let me start by saying I am a PC guy, normally build my own desktop, but I wanted something I can use for work, something like a tablet but better, and this is it. This Ryzen 5 system with 12 GB of RAM not only boots up fast, but runs fast and smooth and cool, no cooling pad needed. From web searches to gaming, you can do it on this. Comes with a decent amount of space, but I'll get the external storage device for it later. I really like it. Has backlit keys and a fingerprint scanner. It has a car's reader, but it would be better if it also has a micro SD slot. This item also comes with the active pen. It works as it should, however the placement for the pen holder is just dumb. The holder gets inserted into a USB slot, then blocks the other ports when you use it to hold the pen. Maybe magnetic would be better. Another con is there is no Ethernet port for faster internet connection. The charger is rather old tech. Why not make it USB-C type instead if streaming on this device? I recommend to get external speaker as the sound isn't very high at max. The battery could be better. With light use like just playing Pendo or for example, drains the battery to 50% after about 3-5 hours of use even with all the minor things that are wrong with it. It in my opinion, is still a great buy for the price.
It's a solid workhorse. I happily run Photoshop, Illustrator and Premiere Pro on the machine. It's got great specs, 12GB variant, save for the truly pathetic Wi-Fi adapter C-Pix that Lenovo foolishly chose to include in this package. I knew this was its main flaw, so I got an Intel Wi-Fi adapter, Intel Wireless AC 9260, 2230, 2x2 AC plus PT, Gigabit, no VPRO. At the same time I swapped out the adapter, but from the time and effort it took to remove the screw, it certainly appears that Lenovo chose to glue it into place. How's that for adding insult to injury? I eventually got the screw out, replaced the adapter and haven't had any issues since. Save yourself the frustration and get an adapter when you purchase this machine. You won't regret it.
I am 100% impressed with this laptop. I bought it primarily for work as I am an artist by trade, and the included pen with touchscreen makes drawing on Photoshop a breeze. The super snappy Ryzen 5 processor, 12GB RAM, and SSD in this thing performs multiple tasks without breaking a sweat. In addition to work I like to game, and while I wasn't expecting much in terms of graphic performance from a laptop in this price range, I was absolutely blown away with the integrated Vega graphics card. This thing is like the little engine that could in running games on mid settings and getting 30 to 40 FPS, which is absolutely pluggable. For what Lenovo has packed into this computer at a $530 price point, you will not find a better deal, period.